didn't the liberals show up in my last video for f***? What the f*** is going on with Canadians? Why are we so divided? I made a video in regards to the high grocery prices, which I would imagine and assumed everyone would be on board with the fact that it's way too expensive. But instead I'm getting comments that I should shut my mouth and be grateful that I can afford it, which wasn't even the point of my video. Number two, that it's not the government's fault and it's the corporation's fault. That I shouldn't have shopped organic. I should have just bought regular produce. What in the f***? If you...
Alright, well, I guess it's Popeye the Sailor Man again. But that does sound pretty similar, right? It sounds very familiar. It's typical Canadians, right? Canadians, I think we have a tendency to be very passive, where like we just complain and complain, but then the moment someone tries to actually do something about it, then everybody kind of like backs down a little bit. But with that said, we're going to keep watching the clip here.
You have the balls to make it through the rest of this video where I'm going to address some of these comments, then you are probably a true Canadian who would fight for our people and our rights. Number one, for those of you who said, oh, you should be shopping at Food Basics or No Frills or Costco. I live in a small town. We got rid of our car because we couldn't afford it.
If you didn't follow, like last night, I had actually reacted to this lady's video where she was complaining about a grocery haul that was $58. From my understanding, she lived in Ottawa. So she had complained about a townhouse costing $700K in where she lives in Ottawa. So now in this video, she's saying she lives in a small town. So I find some inconsistencies in her story. But we're gonna keep going here.
So now we have an e-bike. My husband went out on his e-bike to the closest store possible, which happens to be the Independent, which is a rural store because we are in a place of scarcity. So that means that the grocery prices are even higher. Number two, for those of you who said you should be grateful that you can afford these, I am grateful. I never once said that I wasn't grateful. And you don't even know what my situation is, what we've had to give up.
Yeah, that sounds like typical Canadians, right? Like I think we suffer from a very severe case of Stockholm syndrome, where like we love the people that abuse us, right? And even this lady, I think she does it too, right? Because you can hear her in the beginning of her clip. She talks about the left and the liberals. Like as if it matters, like whether you're liberal or conservative, it doesn't really matter, right? Because at the end of the day, we've had conservatives, we've had liberals. Granted, it's been liberals for the past 10 years, but still, like, everywhere around the world, even countries that are run by conservative leaders, they're going through what we're going through right now. I really don't think it's, and I think one of my commenters left a comment along those lines, and I completely agree. I don't think this is a matter of liberal or conservative. I think it's a worldwide phenomenon, to be honest, and even she is guilty of doing that.
What my bills look like, and I came on here to make a video in regards to all of Canada and not just my current situation. Next, when did it become a thing that we had to choose between organic and non-organic? I'm pretty sure it's a basic human right to have access to clean, affordable food. So in order to keep some food prices down, we have to deal with synthetic pesticides and herbicides and polluted soil. Are you kidding me? Now, if you want to stay healthy and stay away from all this crap, you have to be a millionaire to afford clean produce. And for those of you saying that I shouldn't be blaming the government for this, I should be blaming the big corporations. Yes, I do understand that the big corporations have a huge hand in this, but there's a lot that the government can do to help regulate this. They could be giving subsidies to the farmers to lower production costs. They could be lowering the interest rates in the Bank of Canada instead of raising the interest rates and raising inflation. They could be reducing the sales tax. They could be reducing the tariffs on the imports. They could stop importing and start investing into our own agricultural market. My God, Canadians, wake up.
Honestly, like she couldn't have put it any better, to be honest. Like it shouldn't be a luxury because somebody wants to eat organic. Like in a country like Canada where people are working really hard, it should be like that. If you want to have organic food, then you should be able to afford organic food, to be honest. And yeah, she's not wrong whenever she says that that it appears that people just they're comfortable with like shifting the blame away from the government and trying to blame corporations. Well, guess what? The corporations are not here for you. They don't work for you. So like the people that work for you, the people that you elected into the office, they are your government officials. So they are the ones that you need to hold accountable, not the corporations. So if the corporations are allowed to be predatory towards the Canadians, then we need to hold our elected officials accountable for allowing the corporations to run wild on us. That's just my 2 cents. I completely agree with her on that rant, to be honest.
We are never going to beat this if we are all divided and not on the same side here. Nobody asked you to care about my situation. I simply came on here as a fellow Canadian who has paid their taxes all my life. I'm 40 years old. I'm not saying that I'm old, but I've worked hard for many years and I've paid up the ass in this country, and so have a lot of you. Come together, get your head out of your asses, and let's start fighting for change.
Preach, sister, preach. However, she says, let's come together. And then at the beginning of her video, she said the liberals are going wild. So in one breath, let's come together. In the other breath, she's putting labels that divide us. So a little bit hypocritical, if you ask me. But I do agree with her terminology of divide and distract, right? Because if we're so distracted arguing about like, oh, you're buying organic, oh, you ate Starbucks today, oh, you have a Disney subscription. Meanwhile, we should really be wondering like, oh, why can't you afford like the bare minimum things that make life worth living, that makes life a little bit more bearable? Why can't you afford that? That should be the question, not questioning one another on why we have like the basic essentials, like things like entertainment and your choice of food, right? And then don't you just love the goalpost shifting, right? In one like 1 second, like people are like complaining, but then the moment you want to really like do something about it, then they're like, oh, we can't have that, right? We can't really have like anyone really speaking out about like the precious government. And I don't know why Canadians, they tend to do this, right? Like we really, really love. I think we're probably one of the most what any politician's wet dream, I would say. Canadians are a politician's wet dream because we really give like our politicians here like a lot of the benefit of the doubt, and that's why they're able to make a lot of promises and then nobody really holds them accountable to their promises that they make. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this one down in the comments below. Be sure to let me know your thoughts, all my Canadians or Americans alike. Like, are you, or even Australians, people in the UK, how is it in your country? Like, are you having similar issues like this? Do you guys also suffer from Stockholm Syndrome at the hands of your elected officials? Let's talk about it down in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and a subscribe if you're vibing with me, just to let me know that the content is resonating with you. Even if it's just a little bit, it really helps. But anyways, until next time, y'all, peace.